Welcome to the Caffeinated Mammal Compilation Podcast. I'm your host, Sean Fox. That was weird. Anyway, on this episode, we have Deep Rest, talking about awkward band names, losing friends too early, and honestly, a conversation about the band Sugar Ray that went on for way too long. Oh, and they performed their song Bettina's Lullaby. So we are in the studio today with my dear friends, Deep Rest. You guys introduce yourselves. Tell us your role.
Hey, I'm Corey, and I drum.
I'm Nick, and I play guitar and sing.
I'm Zach. I play bass.
I'm Chris. I also play guitar.
Word. All right. So, give us a little rundown of Deep Rest.
I guess it started off with pretty much Corey and Chris and one other guy, Seth, jamming in a room. And so I'll let Corey tell you about that part.
Yeah, so, Morganton-based. I think it definitely started with that, and then we were always trying to incorporate different people that would come in and play music with us just to get different perspectives and just to try it out. And I think it got to a point where we were jamming so much, maybe we posted it on socials somewhere, and then Nick chimed in, potentially, and you were like, we should jam. It's totally wrong. Yep, I made that up in my brain.
Nick's just shaking his head like, the fuck are you talking about?
Well, how did you get brought in? I can't recall.
I asked you, I was going crazy after COVID, and I was like, do you want to jam? And I haven't played music with anyone in a long time, and I don't know, we went back and forth like that for like 2 years. And finally, I asked you again, and you said you'd been jamming with Chris and Seth, and if I ever wanted to come by, I could. So I came by, and about that time, Seth just stopped showing up, and we
Because
started.
he was intimidated by your presence?
No, he just didn't want to do music, I guess. Just kind of lost the passion for it. So we jammed with the three of us for a long time, and then I think ultimately we decided we should maybe like try to play shows and be a real band, like write songs. So I think we started writing a couple songs together, and I made a post on Facebook saying we were looking for a bassist, and Zach chimed in.
That's when I chimed in.
That's what I was referring to earlier. I just mixed the names up,
I think it was like October 2022
Yeah,
that we ended up with this lineup.
and it's been a strong lineup. I don't think it'd be the same band without any one of the four of us. So
It's fair. Yeah, you guys, you vibe really well. Yeah. And I think I met you guys about a year ago or something like that.
yeah, that sounds about right.
I know we had some mutual friends who were trying to get us to like get to know each other, like Patrick Justice, who in Fault Reset, who they've been on here before, was like trying to at some point like you guys should play some shows together, but we didn't really know each other.
Did we meet at the first show we played at Homer's?
No, you and I met at no. I know at some point we had chatted online on Facebook when you guys played the Brown Mountain Lights Fest last year. Like not this past, but the one before. And you had tried to message me on Facebook prior, like from the band pages, and it just went to like that weird inbox that you don't see. And then we started chatting, and I guess maybe we did meet in real life at that first show we played at Homer's. I don't know. That was a fun show.
That was a hell of a show. I think Menu was the other band who's also been on your podcast.
Yeah. In fact, we recorded the podcast that day.
That's right.
And then went and played
That was a really
that
fun show.
Dude, they are so good.
They really are.
Menu's great, yeah.
And then we've
Hi,
played
Menu. Hello, friends.
and we
Come
played
back up.
several shows together in this last year since then.
Yeah, we had a really fun one at that Happy Valley.
Yeah, that was cool.
Oh yeah, dude, Evolution Summerfest.
Yeah,
That was
dope.
my favorite show to date. We got to play with so many
Dude,
killer bands, and
I'm so proud of that coming together and everybody who played. So,
That was a great day. Well done, by the way. And anybody that needs a good festival this summer, coming back, right?
from my understanding, we are coming back.
Awesome.
We don't have a date yet, but it's in the works.
well, we want in on that action again.
No, fuck you.
Fair enough. I'll see myself out.
Now we have it on recording. We'll run our own summer festival.
It'll be better than
We'll
yours.
call it
Yeah, and everyone will.
Rest. Where did the name come from? Deep Rest.
Dude.
Oh, I asked.
Oh yeah.
The people want to know.
I'm probably gonna mess this up again. I mean, we have been brainstorming names for ages, and I guess there's no real rhyme or reason to it. Like it was kind of a finalist, like a top 3 or 4, and it's not a play on depressed. I want to lay that out now.
We didn't know.
It's also not a play on a female feature. It's a deep rest, like you're having a solid nap, or perhaps a siesta. And we still have, oh yeah, dude, we have at least 25, 30 band names.
What were some of these options? You just pulled up the list on your phone.
Yeah, so actually, Vaseline Castle was originally one of the band name. Most of them were just stupid as fuck.
Which
they're-
is a song title now.
Yeah, we turned that one into a song title. Our joke is like, you guys know what we mean when we say the name of that song, but like truthfully, we don't know what we mean. It just seemed like
It
a funny
just
thing to
sounds
say.
awful.
Kevin Sorbo was actually a contender for a band name for a long
Horse
time.
Girl was a good one.
Horse Girl was a great one. Our first demo, when we started recording it, we didn't have the name Deep Rest, so it was saved on the computer under Kevin Sorbo as the band name.
Perfect.
Yeah, there's some pretty good ones on here. Some pretty bad ones too.
And you landed on Deep Rest without realizing that it makes you sound like a bunch of sad bastards.
It kind of works out though, because I think I was talking to you about this. It's a lot easier for me to write a song from a place of like sadness than it is a place of happiness.
I don't know how to not write a sad song.
Right. Yeah. I think I've maybe written one major key song in my life, and I don't really even remember how to play it. So
That's fair. And so you've got another project called Hymn Chimney, right? Does that project bleed into this one?
yeah. So when Deep Rest decided to start like actually writing and recording songs, I think the EP, 2 of the songs were Hymn Chimney songs that I had written. It's kind of like my solo acoustic sad boy stuff. Zach brought one of them, Doc Brown. Chris wrote
Dude, that
Vaseline
that
Castle
bass
with
line
us.
in Doc Brown is
Thank you so much, man.
you know how to lay down a smooth bass line.
I appreciate it. That's really nice, man.
I would like to look back in 10 years and find out how many babies have been made to that song.
At least 4 so far that I know of.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I think everybody just kind of had some songs floating around in their heads. And so mine were from the Hymn Chimney perspective. Chris's were from Chris. Zach's were from Zach. I don't know.
So do you guys share in the songwriting for this now? Or you just kind of came in and
Yeah. Usually somebody will come into practice with like a riff or just an idea, and we'll workshop it for the majority of practice and continually build on it. Since I suck musically, I usually will just send like stuff that comes in my head, and I'll go like bump a bump bump a bump and record it, and I'll send it to Zach first because he's the least judgmental out of these fools. And then like that's how my process works. But it's always super collaborative. We're always tweaking and changing, even stuff we've had recorded for years. Like I know what Big Cat, the recorded version we have on the EP, we've amended that a couple times. It'll probably be different in the long run. But yeah, we've always luckily been on the same page when it comes to that.
Cool.
So.
Very cool. So talk about the song you're performing for us today on the show.
Yeah, so the name of it is Bettina's Lullaby. We're planning to have that on our full length, which, geez, I mean, hopefully it'll be out this year at some point.
I hope, but
Yeah, it's in the future.
That's fair. I also really want to be the person to help you make that
Yeah.
record, which we've talked about a little bit today.
yeah, that would be great.
I think that's absolutely in the cards. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So this one kind of started, our first practice space, like we mentioned, was at my house in Morganton, and had a sweet, or have a sweet neighbor named Bettina next door to us, and just an evolving relationship over the years. quite often she would like come meet me at the gate and tell me that she loved how we were sounding, that I was getting better on my bongos, is how she referred to them throughout the years as I practiced. And we kind of had an issue later on where we played a little late, and the interaction with her didn't go well because it was keeping her awake a bit. So Bettina's Lullaby came out of that. Uh,
It's the screaming at the end that really
Right.
brings the lullaby part home.
I think the certain pitch kind of hit it. But, I mean, I'll let Nick talk about the content. I guess the content doesn't necessarily match
It's not.
the
It's
title.
not specifically about her.
No, it's not about her at all. And first, before I get into the like lyrical content, I want to say, I think that song started with Chris just dicking around on
Yeah.
guitar, and Zach was like, "Whoa, what was that you just played?" And it was like the main riff of the song.
Cool.
And I couldn't figure out anything to write that would like sound good with that, so he was like, "Well, you just play that, and I'll play
Something else.
something else." And yeah, so it kind of moved from there.
Cool. Chris, do you want to chime in on that?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. It I think was maybe the first song that we really kind of just developed from scratch as a band. So that was a lot of fun, and like he was saying, I was just kind of mindlessly playing something, and he said, "Do that again." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Well, give me a second. I
That's
gotta."
the magic of
Yeah.
having band practice. Is
Yeah.
somebody's noodling around and you're like, "Hey, that was cool.
Right,
Let's
and
do something."
And I think it all even the other parts, it all kind of came together fairly quick. Feel like Nick's lead, it's awesome. It came about really quick. I think you pretty much had it down maybe the first or second time you played it.
Yeah, I really wanted to put a natural harmonic in one of our songs so that I could prove to myself that I could do it consistently.
And you did.
And I went off and done did it. So
You done did it. Right on. So lyrical content. You want to
Yeah.
talk about that?
yeah, so a couple of years ago, about the time we started writing that song, which was the first song we wrote after our EP. So we were writing that, and I was coming up with some words, and a really close friend of mine passed away really suddenly,
Oh man.
and so I started basically with the chorus. Just I think we're by your mid-30s, we've probably all lost a friend or two, and like I was just pissed and sad, So I started with I'm sick and fucking tired of losing all my friends, so I wrote a song about it, and then before we finished it or ever played it live, another one of my friends died.
Shit.
And then our producer, who was a friend of ours and a really close friend and former bandmate of Zach's, passed away. And so, like, I think the song just kept getting more and more meaningful to us as we got further along in the writing process for it. So
I had a close friend pass away this last year, I guess, and kind of started something writing about it. I'd never finished it. I probably need to revisit that at some point, but it's tough, man, and it sucks. But at least there's an outlet, right?
yeah, I was talking to you about that. I mean, like, just having a creative outlet really gets you. The band started as just like a cathartic release for all of us. I don't know. We played like instrumental sludge metal with the chaosilator going, and
Yeah.
it was fucking all over the place. Nothing was ever like written. It was just jamming and
There's
being
just
pissed
something
off.
about getting in a room with your friends and making some noise.
Yeah. So, yeah. And that's one of those songs, like, every time I play it, there are parts of it that I hear the words to and think, that sucks. I should, like, redo that. But, haven't found words that work better for it yet.
No, I understand that. I've definitely been in songwriting mode where I don't love a lyric, but it's exactly what I was trying to say, and I don't. I'm like, this sounds cheesy or it's not clever enough or whatever, but it's also like, that's what I was trying to say. Maybe I should just leave it alone. And I have to fight myself on rewrites, so I get that.
Yeah, well, I guess that's all I got for the song. Anyone else have Anything they want to chime in on?
Do you guys want to talk about anything else band related? Plug anything?
Mm,
Well, the full length.
yeah, I mean, plan is to have the full length out at some point in the future, like I mentioned before. I think we pretty much have most of the songs written. It's just kind of fine tuning and adding in some tracking here and there. Would it make sense to talk about? Or no, I guess it's going to be hopefully by the end of the year. I guess that'll be out.
The evolution of sound from the EP.
Oh.
The full length.
Oh, sounds like you need the mic for this one, bud.
I think for our sophomoric release, we will have a more, I don't know, just we're not as pissed off anymore. So we're still pissed off, but like, yeah, a lot of the songs on the first EP were written from like younger, angrier perspectives, and we've all chilled out quite a little bit. Quite a
Yeah.
little bit.
Quite a little bit.
I'd say that, yeah, some of these songs are maybe sound more contemplative, and then almost inevitably they erupt into some rage. Like, it's still there.
Yeah, but there's a lot more like spacey, atmospheric vibes to our newer stuff, and Zach's brought a lot more funk in on this new stuff too. Like we like to refer to ourselves as the Sugar Ray of the modern age.
We don't like to refer to ourselves as that, but we fear that it may be accurate.
I saw Sugar Ray in the early aughts. A friend of mine won radio station tickets and called me day of and like, hey, I've got tickets to see Sugar. It was Sugar Ray, Matchbox 20, and American Hi-Fi, maybe.
Why not?
It was fun. It was free, but Sugar Ray put on a hell of a show. It was super fun. They had a bartender on stage mixing drinks for them while they were playing
Hell
and
yeah.
throwing out coasters into the crowd and shit. It was pretty fun.
Imagine hitting that level. That'd be amazing.
We do have a song named in honor of Mark McGrath.
Mark Sugar Ray McGrath's crematorium.
Mm.
Spelled CREAM atorium.
Mm.
No relation.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
That
gonna be on the
sounds-
full length.
That sounds like fun.
That's a real funky one.
That's a real Vaseline castle right there.
Yeah. That's the one that got us kind of afraid that we might be going the Sugar Ray route. Because they're like their first album was pretty like skate punk, fast, and then they went into whatever the hell.
Then they wrote Fly, and they're like, oh shit, we can make pop songs
Yeah.
and girls like us.
and then they did
Let's
a cover
keep
of
doing that.
Abracadabra. They did a Steve Miller cover, and just that was incredible, man. Like
Yeah.
they're just so multifaceted. We hope to be that same sort of.
Yeah, I really hope that comes true for you.
Thank you, man.
I think we have to do something like that, right? Because up to this point, we've been considered Morganton's premier country western rock band. I think it was the first Brown Mountain Lights Festival. We
Were you dressed up as cowboys?
dressed up as cowboys. So the one or two people that approached us after the show were like, "Oh, you guys were like that country band. That was rocking." We were like, "Yeah, I guess."
That went on for like 6 months. Like 6 months later, we'd have people approaching us, being like, "Oh, you were that country western band, right?" It's like, "What?
Did
you
you
hear
listen?"
the music?"
No, it was 0% country or western, but
We've immediately pigeonholed ourselves into whatever covers we do. They have to be like 90s alt rock covers too. I don't know why we did that, but started off with a Marcy Playground cover, and then
I've heard you do that.
then the
yeah.
next one was Local H, yeah. And so keep your eyes peeled. We'll probably do like
Keep
I don't
your-
know, maybe we'll do a
keep your
Macy
ears
Gray
peeled.
cover or something next.
I try to say goodbye. Is that her?
That's her.
Okay.
And now Corey's
I'm gonna sing it. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm locked in. Now.
Perfect.
Actually, we have one more cover on the back burner. It's Corey plays acoustic guitar and does Hero. by
And that's a good
I can
interview.
be
That's
a
wrap.
hero, baby.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap that up. That's
Yeah, I totally didn't
good stuff.
play that on my acoustic guitar in the park to my high school girlfriend.
I mean, again, there has to be some way to to pick up girls. I guess learn the licks, sing Enrique
I mean,
Iglesias, and do it.
Enrique Iglesias, if that doesn't do it, nothing's gonna.
They just aren't hearing. I don't
No.
get it.
No. Yeah. Cool. Anything else you guys want to chat about?
I wanted to chime in and just thank you for having us. And
You're welcome.
we kind of touched on it earlier, but like, this whole world's kind of new to me. I've never been in a band before, but the community aspect of it has blown me away. Like the fact that our homies hit us up when there's openings for shows, the fact that we're able to come and see you and do this, the fact that we actually have, options and choices of places to play. I mean, that's been my favorite part of this so far.
Yeah, it's cool.
Listeners, like people listen to us from time to time.
Yeah, and like show up at shows.
That's cool.
It's wild, right?
It's Sean, you and I talked about this a little bit. It's really cool to see the music scene in this area starting to come back to life.
Yeah, dude, it's been dead for so long.
For a decade. There was
And
nothing
now
going on.
we're back and rolling, and it's
There's so much talent here. I mean, it's unreal. Like the unlocked potential that is just in this tiny area alone.
yeah, for sure. And the biggest bummer is that most places around here for the last decade have just been like bar covers, please and thank you, and that's all people want to hear. And it's great that we've got places now that are embracing original music and actually showcasing that talent, and it's cool.
Yeah, we played a show at the Gateway Pub, which was one of the best shows ever for Steven Childers, the guy that opened for us and heckled us for our whole set.
Oh,
He was drunk as hell, and he did like covers of like insert popular country song here.
Sure.
Everyone else there,
And sounded good.
he sounded good. Everyone hated us. We were not well received at that show. but
Perfect.
It was the wrong place, and then that place had a shooting like the next weekend or something.
Oh shit, big
so
yeah.
it's no longer there.
Oh, well that's
We
good.
we don't believe that was related to our set or our performance.
No, no.
Yeah, it probably wasn't just underlying anger that they had some sad sack
No.
whiners
you didn't.
playing the week before.
You did not cause that to happen. But that's a bummer. But we've all played a weird show before, shows we don't fit on. But look at us now, building a community.
Hot dang.
Hot dang.
Dang.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah,
been
thanks
great.
for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Here's Deep Rest performing their song Bettina's Lullaby.
Face down, fade out. Never cast a shadow again. Villain, somebody's son. I have to say, sometimes I drown the sea. I'm so sick and fucking tired of outliving all my friends and never having time to go. I'm a copy of a copy of the man I should have been. When I start to disgust myself, I start to back it in. They were wanting to be heard. A lesson here to learn. I feel unwound. Make way. This hole is here to stay.
welcome to 99.7 Hot FM.
The weather's gonna fuck you up today.